Hey guys, welcome to Nepal, and I am on my biggest adventure of my life yet, and I am on Everest Base Camp trek. And it's just not Everest Base Camp, but I have also included Gokyo and Chola Pass along with it. So usually you go on Everest Base Camp on the same route and you return via the same route. But this one is basically like a circuit trek where you first go to Gokyo, you summit Gokyo Ri, you cross Ngozumpa Glacier, then you cross Chola Glacier and Chola Pass, and then you come back on the same route of Everest Base Camp. And since Everest Base Camp route, I'll call it a EBC in short. So the EBC route is not exactly a challenging one, but yes, the altitude actually poses a major problem, not the trails. But this one, the Gokyo Ri and the Chola Pass crossing, these are the actual challenge here. Now, I arrived at Kathmandu on April 30 and just stayed there for overnight, and the next morning you had to take a flight to Lukla, the most scariest, dangerous airport in the world, and boy, I had the most scariest flight of my life. It was crazy. The runway itself is like 550 meters, and you come here on a plane which is like 20-25 seater. Anything bigger won't even be able to land here. And the weather has to be good, so that was like a first hurdle that we passed. And the day one you actually trek to Phakding, you don't stay in Lukla, it's a downhill walk, and the next day you start trekking to Namche. I'm gonna divide this vlog into three parts. The first part I will cover from starting from Lukla to Gokyo, which is be something like adventure begins, and the second part will be the real challenge, that will be summiting Gokyo Ri and crossing Chola Pass, and the third part will be the ultimate goal, reaching the Everest Base Camp and then summiting Kalapathar to get an awesome view of Mount Everest. Day one. So today we have arrived Lukla and we are going to Phakding. So we are late, but actually one hurdle passed. And that's actually true because many times the flight will get cancelled if the weather is not good. But anyways, we reached Lukla in afternoon and now we are heading to Phakding after having lunch. Day 3. Today I am heading from Phakding to Namche Bazar. It's a long day, almost 11 kilometers and almost 800 meters of elevation gain. The first half was pretty fine. I mean, a bit of ascent and bit of descent. But the last 4 kilometers, what I've heard is pure ascent, like you have to climb almost 500 meters. And the Namche Bazar in itself is a very good town. For a place which doesn't have vehicle access, it's actually quite a big town. Day 3, we are heading to Khumjung today. It's a short hike but a steep one. Generally other trek companies, they will do acclimatization day today. They will go to Khumjung and return back to Namche. But we are also doing kind of acclimatization trek and we are going to Khumjung, but we will be staying there at itself. Now, once you leave Namche Bazar, you come to top. There's a place called Sherpa Museum from where you can get a view of Everest. That's the first view which we have got in this trek. There was one more point, but it was cloudy yesterday, so we couldn't see Everest. But today, behind me, it's hidden actually, kind of. Only the peak is visible, the summit is visible. The Everest finally we have seen. And not only Everest, you can see Lhotse from here, you can see Amadablam and other big mountains as well. So I'll be staying here for a few minutes and then we'll be heading to another place called Everest View Hotel. Yeah, that's the name. And then I think Khumjung, it will take somewhere around 2 hours to reach. Day 4. So today I have left Khumjung and I'm going to Dole. And now I am officially on Gokyo Trail. So till today the EBC trek group was with me, almost around 24 folks I guess, and from today I am solo, just with a guide. So you see, Everest Base Camp trek is not exactly a challenging one when it comes to trail. The actual challenge is altitude, and it is actually quite high and many people face a lot of problem. Trail wise it is fine because the trails are defined, marked and kind of paved. I mean, it's not like you won't have a scary moment there. But that's not the case with Gokyo trails, wherein crossing Chola Pass in itself is a huge challenge. It's not exactly easy, and my real challenge begins not from today, I'll say from day after tomorrow, when I will reach Gokyo. And today I'll be officially crossing 4000 meter altitude because Dole is above 4000 meter, around 4050 I guess. So obviously I have to take care of my blood oxygen, and drinking plenty of water is a must. And following us on the trail today is Amadablam, which is a 6000er peak, 6816 meter to be precise. And the place where we're staying in Khumjung, the owner of that tea house was a Sherpa who has actually climbed Everest 3 times and multiple other mountains here in this Everest range. He also said that the most technical one which he found was Amadablam. Although it is less than 7000 meters, but it is the most challenging mountain which he said, and actually in this range to climb. Day 5, and what a beautiful morning today. You can see Thamser Peak in its full glory behind me. So today I am starting for Machermo. It's a short hike today, only about 3 hours max, 4 kilometers from here, and altitude difference will be around 300 meters. That is somewhere around 4400 meters in height. Now few people do try to make it to Gokyo in one day directly from Dole, but it's not recommended because the altitude difference will be a bit too much for acclimatization to happen. Now, since we have come across the 5th day, let's talk about few logistic and infrastructure here on route to Everest Base Camp and Gokyo and other treks also. So you see, Nepal has all these treks way too much commercialized. So the good thing about it is you don't have to spend a night in tents. You will get tea house almost everywhere. The rooms will be cheap, food not so much. It's actually very costly. Now let me give you like one example. For in India we have Indian thali, which comprises of things like rice, dal, few curry items, papad, etc. Similar thing you can get here also in Nepal, and the cost will be somewhere around 700 Nepali rupees, which is somewhere around 500 Indian rupees. So you can make out that, right? Even the teas cost upwards of 100 Indian rupees. So yeah, it's actually costly. Even hot water's cost. I mean, you can't get hot water free of cost. You can only get tap water free of cost. And if you're using tap water, you should actually use things like chloride tablet, which can purify those waters. Tea houses, as I said, it will be everywhere. Right now, the place where I'm standing, this also is a tea house, as you can see behind me in Dole. And when it comes to, let's say, network, yeah. So you have a few networks here like Ncell and NTC. NTC, people say it doesn't work that much very well. Ncell will work in some of the villages, not all. But on the Everest Base Camp trail, you can actually take things like, now there's something called Everest Link Wi-Fi card, which is nothing but a Wi-Fi card. They will give you a username and password they will give you, and you can connect to any Wi-Fi hotspot which can be present in any of these tea houses. Day 6, I'm just starting from Machermo to Gokyo today, and day 6 will be the end of the first vlog. The weather itself is not good this very morning, and I'm not sure how it's gonna be ahead, so that's why I'm actually starting my vlog at the hotel itself, because obviously now I have to put on my rain jackets and pants. It should take somewhere around 4 to 5 hours to reach Gokyo. It's around 7 kilometers, and the elevation gain is somewhere around 300-350 meters. Behind me, what you see is the mouth of Ngozumpa Glacier. This is the originating point of Kosi River, and this is the very first time I'm actually seeing a river originating from a glacier. So I have finally reached Gokyo village, and what you see behind me is Gokyo Lake number 3, and I'll be ending the part 1 here, and I have the plans for staying for 2 nights here. The weather is not actually good. I had a plan to go to Lake 5, which is like almost 4 hours away from here, and then day after tomorrow morning I had plans to hike this Gokyo Ri mountain summit, which you see behind me is currently hidden in the cloud. The summit itself will take somewhere around again 3 hours, because it is somewhere around 600 meters high up from here. But both these places, the lake number 5 and the Gokyo Ri summit, is known for panoramic view of Mount Everest, Cho Oyu and other big mountains in this region. Now, given the weather, the way it has been snowing since the morning, I'm not sure what it's gonna be tomorrow. Anyways, for acclimatization purpose, I will be hiking to at least Lake 4 tomorrow, and Gokyo Ri I will see day after tomorrow what can be done for that. If I can hike that will be one of the goal achieved, one of the challenge complete, and yes, the acclimatization too will happen. So that's it for the first part. I will see you guys in the next part, the real challenge.